ring on your hand. Yeah. During the pledge of allegiance. Okay.
Hello?
We're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Muted?
They have to be.
Whoever's on the phone, could you mute your phone so we can't hear the background noise?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes in the agenda.
I'll second the motion.
Motion Stenger and second from Derby to approve minutes in the agenda. All in favor, say aye. Aye. 9 a.m. to consider for approval canceling of treasurer's old warrants.
I got 2 sheets here if you want to go ahead and look over them and stamp them, please, if you please. They're just outstanding checks that have been written to customers that just haven't cashed them yet.
Are these two the same then?
Yep, yeah.
I don't know any of them.
I know the one,
Make a motion to approve the cancellation of the treasurer's old warrants.
but I'll second the motion.
Motion Stenger and second from Derby to cancel the treasurer's old warrants. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Does this have to be stamped?
Yes, please. I'll have you stamp too, and then I can leave one with Carla. You want one? Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Lay it on your desk. I'll take it. Thanks, Julie.
Okay. 9:30 a.m. second reading of ordinances.
Why
40.
9:30?
Or no, yeah, that's just, yeah, what am I doing? We'll skip over all that and go to 7 then?
Can we go to 3?
Oh. I crossed it out already.
How about we drink some coffee quick?
Should I have a sip?
Yeah, let's do that.
Huh? Get me straightened out here. I crossed 3 out and then signed those and forgot what I'd done.
Okay, now we've got our coffee in us.
Get my caffeine shakes here. Discussion with possible action regarding COVID-19 policies.
I'm just wondering when we're gonna open to the public full-time.
Is there any goals we want to meet before we do that?
Well, the advisory committee, the security advisory committee to the courts has met, and the court system wants to be open by June 1st. So I don't know if that affects us or not really, if we want to.
I mean, we were shut down when they were running earlier, right? Early on. They operated a little.
They lag behind us a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it kind of worked, and we've already got the 2 doors open, right?
Yeah, the doors are all open.
And we have the plexiglass in place and, you guys don't have any yet?
I'm waiting for one more to come in.
Oh, okay.
Well, I would prefer strong input from the offices. Whatever you guys are comfortable working with.
We are.
Me personally, I'd open up, but that's me, so.
Mhm. And we're open, we're taking appointments only, and that's been advised by the DOT. And we're only doing Winnebago County residents, and that's how all of the counties are kind of functioning right now, appointments only.
What happens to the people that live in counties where they don't have those services? Then there's
A
some.
lot of it can be done online.
Okay.
Mhm. And there's a lot of counties that do driver's license.
Can we do it by departments?
I think Kelsey cautioned against that last week. I think she has court today though, so she's not able to be on the phone, but.
I know Chris and I are doing appointments only, the recorder's office and my office. And then we call each other if we have somebody that needs documents from my office to go down there.
And that's working?
And it works out just great. In the your 6 feet distance and.
So what happens when somebody walks up and wants to do something and there's nobody there? Do you try to accommodate them, or if there's no appointment in there?
We do try and accommodate them, but we stress appointments only.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I'd assume it'd be a week by week, discussion now, but, so I'll give my opinion of letting her stay the way it is for another week.
This is Julia, Public Health. Allison and I were just talking, and if you want our doors open, since we still have to limit our services due to the PPE shortage. And then we have also Cindy in our office, our building down here, I shouldn't say office, but building. And we still are gonna do by appointment only because of the PPE shortage, since we're under that guideline. So, we're just taking it week by week when our guidelines come down to us.
Well, I'd be willing to wait another week to make any decision on it, if any changes.
I mean, I know Kelsey gave, I mean, if it was up to me, I'd open it too, but, Kelsey gave some reservations on office by office, but if you have an office that has someone that is more at risk than the rest of the offices.
I think it kind of depends on the function of the office too, you know.
Well, we're already open,
I mean, you're.
To the public.
Yeah, I know.
but I don't know,
With the protection.
yeah,
But we get a lot of customers, from the whole county in every day. I mean, our appointments, we're scheduled, we're booked all day today, all day tomorrow, and going on in. And that's a little concerning when you have people from all over
You've got plexiglass up now, or?
on just the one window. We're still waiting for the other. Once the other window gets opened, that will help.
You can have more appointments.
But people are not having a problem with it at all. They actually have told us they appreciate the appointments. They know that it's their time. They come in, they get their stuff done, and they leave. They're not having to sit and wait amongst a group of people.
Have everybody show up at once. As long as it's convenient for some to do it in the middle of the day. But unfortunately, I would imagine after work hours, you're up like, you don't have a rush at that point?
Everybody has been really
No, I mean,
sticking to
normally.
it.
You're like,
Well, normally we're
I would
constantly
assume
busy.
you have a 2 to 4 that's pretty busy. It would seem like that would be your busy time.
Mhm. Yeah. But without, like Winnebago will be shut down again, from June 2nd to June 21st, I think, in Lake Mills. So we'll have, you know, you get that group of people wanting to come in, and so we just need to stay by appointment for right now.
I guess I'm of the opinion that, you know, Kelsey has, you know, voiced her opinion that we should maybe go office by office, but I'm of the opinion it should be by office, their choice.
I do too.
Everybody has a different set of circumstances, I
Right.
guess. So.
And different functions, so, yeah, exactly.
But you're gonna have to have time to notify people if you're, you know, I mean, it'd be kinda like a soft opening. If we allowed you to just open your office now, which it kinda is, it can be a notice in the paper, but, you know, they won't see it for another week, and unless they hear it on the radio or.
Let's just leave it for another week.
Yep.
We'll look at it next week.
Okay, since I need to update you guys a little bit here, what's going on down here at Public Health. I'm sure you've seen the website. We've had 10 cases. 7 of those have recovered and no deaths for our county. But we are going to be doing a strike force team with Cassuth and Hancock and us. Cassuth is going to be July 3rd. Hancock is the 4th, and Winnebago is the 9th, and we'll be at the Walter Fieldhouse parking lot there. And we will be testing the long-term assisted living, EMS, first responders, police, and our staff. It's not open to public. So the reason we're doing this is because the long-term care facilities asked us to help them, or asked them to do this. And we couldn't do it without the help from the other 2 counties. So I will not be on the 2nd and 9th, and if there's any update, I will give it to Carla.
Okay.
Julie, where's, you know, I know you can get the Test Iowa thing. Where's the most local place to go and get tested if you sign up?
I believe last week, I think it was Thursday, she announced they were going to have other sites. But I'm not sure. I think it was going to be Fort Dodge, but right now the closest one we have is Waterloo. And I know that they're going to be doing more sites, she said. And in fact, I thought she said at that conference they were going to close the one in Woodbury County because the numbers weren't very high anymore out there.
So when you get that test, does that also test you to see if you have the antibodies or not?
Right, we are going to be doing the nasal swab here and the serology test, which is the antibody test.
But the one that's the Test Iowa, is that the same?
I'm not sure. Hold on, Allison's in here.
I think at Test Iowa, I'm not sure how they're doing that. I think it's just for current infection. I'm not sure if they're doing the serology.
All right.
I didn't know if they come up with a test that could do both at the same time, I guess.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
No, yeah, it would be. Okay,
Well, it just kind of strikes me that, you know, to go get tested, you know, if you have concerns, you have to go into a hotbed.
yeah, you gotta go
Do
to,
it. I mean,
yeah.
so it's not really
Yep.
worth it.
Yep. Now, I know on the website, I just looked, for serology, they've tested 15,568. And out of that, 1,786 have had it before. So, and I believe there is a place very close for the Test Iowa assessment too. But I don't think it tells you on here. Oh yeah, it does. It just says how many have taken the assessment online.
If you've had it, does the antibodies stay with you for life?
They don't know that yet because it's such a new virus. they don't know how long you're protected.
Yeah, which is the same as the flu, I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
It could be 6 months, 6 weeks. Yeah.
Different versions of that are also,
Until it mutates to something else.
well, no, yeah.
Right, exactly.
It just keeps changing, so.
That's a lot.
Any other updates from public health then?
No, not that I can think of. If there is something that comes up in the next 2 weeks, I'll send it to Carla, and if that's okay, Carla. And she can, report on it. I believe the strike team is gonna be from like 7:30 till we're. Yeah, 7 until we're done. Yeah, 5:30. We're estimating, we have just in Winnebago County about 250 people will be testing. And it will be a drive-through, clinic at the Waldorf Fieldhouse.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Do you have anything for COVID?
I was just curious, are we considered open right now to the public, or is it still just kind of by public
By
only?
appointment.
Okay. We're just gonna keep doing that for a while.
Well, we were discussing it and, there's a possibility we could make it, by department, because everybody's got a different type of function.
Right,
We're staying the same for another week.
another week, okay.
We'll look at it next week, so how things are going.
All right, anything else for COVID policies? Then we'll move on to number 7, set public hearing for FEMA flood plan ordinance update.
I talked to Matt and he would like it Tuesday, June 16th.
At what time?
Do we have room on the schedule at 9 o'clock?
Let me just double check. Our agendas don't even go out that far yet. 9 o'clock will work.
Okay. I'll make a motion to set the public hearing for FEMA floodplain ordinance update for June 16th at 9 a.m.
Second?
Motion Derby and second Stenzer to set the public hearing for FEMA floodplain ordinance update for 6/16 at 9 o'clock. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 8, consider for approval, adopt the bylaws of Northwest Iowa Care Connections.
I showed these to you last week. I forgot to have you officially adopt them.
I should have remembered it anyway, because I knew there were 3 things we had to approve. We did 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, is what the song says.
We did, but then I forgot to have you sign the personnel contract.
Who's it? Who's it to?
2 out of 3 ain't, wasn't that meatloaf?
I don't know. I've never known who sings the song.
It's not meatloaf?
Could be. Dashboard lights is always the one I remember, but
No, that one's, yeah, all right, yeah. We left the first part of that off, didn't we?
are you okay with the approval of that, Bill? I'll make a motion to adopt the bylaws for the Northwest Iowa Care Connections.
Second that?
Motion by Derby and second by Stenzer to adopt the bylaws for Northwest Iowa Care Connections. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Number 9, Scott Miners, engineer, will discuss secondary road matters. You must not be on the phone. I saw everybody else down there but him when I came up. Shall we call him? What's he, 70? It's been so long, 75-13 or where are we at? 75-30. came up with 7,513.
Hello.
Hi,
Scott.
Scott.
Yes.
It's your turn.
I'll stop up.
All right.
I thought he was on this phone. Thought he was coming in just as you were calling him.
No. I was that quick dialing it in. I've got this phone under control over here.
Drink some more coffee.
Yeah.
What's the public purpose policy for elections?
I do it every year. We usually
Lunch.
buy him something.
I'll make a motion to adopt or to approve the public purpose policy for elections.
I'll second that.
Motion by Derby, second by Stenzer to approve the public purpose policy for the elections. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You?
This is where it starts.
Morning.
Morning.
Really got things cleared up today.
We've got naughty time off corners over there.
Just like when I was in school.
You know, my art teacher, I got set in the corner with a true dunce hat on, the big point,
Yeah.
said dunce on two sides of it.
Give me pictures.
I wish I did. I have a mental picture of it. Seems like it might have. It wasn't in the annual. They would have put her in jail nowadays for doing that. Didn't work. She just won't know it.
What do you got, Scott?
Not too much today. Our guys are through the Buffalo Center stockpile and working through the Thompson stockpile, getting that spread on the roads. So I believe they're north of Thompson right now working. Other than that, we got kind of a lull here before major construction starts. I did hear that the project by Fertile there has traffic detoured off Highway 9 and onto Joyce Blacktop and back down to R-74. And if not already, I guess we'll soon, but not our project, but something that affects us.
That hole on the corner of that, or the holes that are on the corner of that intersection they texted you about, they must have just popped up all of a sudden.
The DOT called me about that today, and they actually are gonna fix them,
Okay.
so. Should get taken care of.
Is that being considered when we do the new pavement or the overlay, whatever we're doing? Just to widen that arc out a little bit?
We don't have in the plans any to redo any of the kind of geometry of the corners, but I suppose we can kind of look at that as we're out there and see if we can kind of.
I don't know why they
I think,
I know why they do it, but it's the truckers. And
yeah, I think no matter how far you go out, you always have a little bit of risk of having potholes. My dad would always say when they poured concrete, they're always moving the mud holes.
I suppose the more you get at a stop sign at an angle, the less vision you have when you're looking down the road.
Yeah, that's what I would think, but you see the DOT has some of these big wide radiuses with the triangle medians, and you're almost 45 degrees when you're looking down, so I'm not sure what the theory is there.
Two roads I talked to you about up by North Buffalo there. Did you get in touch with the turbine people or?
This was the county line.
Or had they already taken care of it?
Well, when I had looked at it, was it Wednesday when I was on it?
Yeah.
It looked like it was freshly bladed, so
Yeah.
I think they've been putting some attention toward it, and I know they've been hauling rock on certain parts of their haul roads, so.
All right.
It looked pretty good when I drove it, and if things come up, hopefully people call us and we'll get it taken care of. We haven't done any final approvals yet, so we'll review each individual mile and radius and everything before we give it the stamp of approval.
Okay. Anything else for secondary roads?
There's nothing.
Move on to auditor's office, we'll discuss drainage matters. What is she, 7511? I don't know how I got 13 in the category. Was she on the line?
Chris?
Get more,
Your call has been answered by a VIA IP office.
She's still working on it. We're really slow this morning getting it in.
Chris, are you on the line? No, she must be busy. Sunset really took a toll on my, well, self-esteem.
The what?
The Dunset.
Oh, you done said? Yeah, I can see that.
Talk about something that backfired. That was almost like a badge of courage.
Chris is on the phone, somebody for drainage. So
All right,
when
well,
she's ready, she'll come in.
we'll do open forum then.
We got a little of that.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Gentlemen, boy, she uses that loosely. Thank you.
This is Brendan Dan Thompson from California,
Oh, hell.
and we saw that we had some items on the agenda today.
Yep.
couple minutes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And so we were just wondering is Matt DeVay there?
No,
I told him to be on the line at 10, because that's when you were on last week, and they said same time as last week, so.
Okay, all right, I guess, so we'll just hang tight then, I guess, until he's there, if that's what you'd rather do.
He's the one yeah, I can see if we can get a hold of him quick.
Okay.
I don't have him in my phone, might be you.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Oh, I got it.
We're gonna pay this week, so if you wanna look, if there's something that you wanna have a question
I
about.
don't either. I
Just talked to him last week.
You getting it?
Just have him call in if he's available.
Yeah.
Oh, right to voicemail.
Yeah, I told him 10 because that's the time that we were talking last week.
Yeah, must be on the phone.
Okay.
see that.
And then you guys number in there, don't you?
Yeah, I just,
You know, I think it's yours. You just get it done.
Oh, really?
I believe. Okay. Well, 9:30 a.m. Second reading of ordinances 40 and 41.
Make a motion to waive the reading.
Can we waive the second one?
Not the second one, the third one.
Third one we can waive. Yeah.
Look at
So I get to read all this again?
just one time if we pass the next one.
You're gonna gang up on me, maybe read it again.
Get the high bucks.
Yeah, that's either somehow. Okay, ordinance number 40. An ordinance amending the official zoning map, which is part of the Winnebago County zoning ordinance for Winnebago County, Iowa. Be it ordained by the Board of Supervisors of Winnebago County, Iowa as follows. Section 1, the following described real estate is changed from ag zone to commercial zone district. Said property is being legally described as tract of land located in northeast quarter of the northeast quarter of section 33 in townships 99 north, range 23 west of the 5th PM. Winnebago County, Iowa, described as follows. Commencing at the northeast corner of the northeast quarter of said section 33, thence south 650 feet, thence west 670 feet, thence north 650 feet, thence east 670 feet to the place of beginning. Property located at 40996 210th Avenue, Lake Mills, Iowa, parcels in the northeast quarter, section 33, township 99 north, range 23 west, Winnebago County, Iowa. Section 2, servability clause. If any section, provision, or part of this ordinance shall be adjudged invalid or unconstitutional, such adjudication shall not affect the validity of the ordinance as a whole or any section, provision, or part thereof not adjudged invalid or unconstitutional. Section 3, when effective, this ordinance shall become effective after its final passage, approval, and publication as provided by law. Ordinance 41, an ordinance amending the official zoning map, which is part of Winnebago County zoning ordinance for Winnebago County, Iowa. Be it ordained by the Board of Supervisors of Winnebago County, Iowa as follows. Section 1, the following described real estate is changed from ag zone district to an heavy industrial zone district. I had to remember that one. Said property is being legally described as parcel B, located in part of the northeast quarter of the northwest quarter of section 27, township 99 north, range 25 west of the 5th principal and meridian, Winnebago County, Iowa, as described as commencing at the north corner of said section 27. Thence on an assumed bearing north 90 degrees, west 627.75 feet along the north line of the northwest quarter of said section 27 to the point of beginning. Thence 0 degrees west 495 feet, 90 degrees west 240 feet, thence 0 degrees east 495 feet, thence 90 degrees east 240 feet. Property located at 10379 420th Street, Thompson, Iowa, 50478, parcels in northwest quarter, section 27, township 99 north, range 25 west, Winnebago County, Iowa. The servability clause of any section, provision, or part of this ordinance shall be adjudged invalid or unconstitutional. Such adjudication shall not affect the validity of the ordinance as a whole or any section. Provision of part thereof not adjudged invalid or unconstitutional. When effective, this ordinance shall become effective after its final passage, approval, and publication as provided by law. Well, got
So we don't approve anything on this item, right? We just,
No, now,
now we go to number 5, waiving the third reading of ordinance 40 and 41.
you okay with that, Mike?
Absolutely. And just for future, if you wanna, you can waive the second reading.
But we would
We
add.
had it on the agenda last week, wasn't that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we didn't have it on the agenda, so.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to waive the third reading of ordinances 40 and 41.
Second?
Thank you, guys. Motion from Derby and a second from Stenzer to waive the third reading of ordinances 40 and 41. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I guess now I can say that. Consider for approval ordinances 40 and 41. You want to do them one at a
Did you get
time?
us
or-
right now with Kelsey,
As far as what?
that it pertains to this project? Cause I would prefer not to blanket, make an ordinance blanket for what they're asking. I don't know what kind of can of worms that opens up down the line. I would like to give it for this project, yes, but, do we wanna make it a standing ordinance?
I don't know which part of it you're talking about.
Well, the height,
Well, that's a separate issue.
Yeah.
This is just changing the zoning,
From
and then
ag
they'll
to
they'll
commercial.
need special,
oh, this doesn't include all,
no,
No,
no, this is just to change the.
don't those kick in if they would kick into that?
there would have to be a special exception meeting by the Board of,
Zoning
zoning board
Yeah.
first.
Because our ordinances say a certain height, and they would be exceeding that,
Okay,
So
alright.
then they would have to
right?
initiate the process.
And
Second.
that would be through Matt.
Gotcha.
I didn't make a motion yet.
Oh, I
Asking.
thought you did.
Did we want to include in the motion something about not having the ordinance go into effect until work gets done,
That's
or?
on which one, 40 or 41?
No, you're right, Brenda, correct me if I'm wrong, but you gotta have this to get is it the architect or the engineer starting to work on it?
The engineer, and we're sitting deadlocked, and that's why we were waiting for Matt to be there to verify that he had discussed it with the attorney, that there was no issue with anything with our heights.
Yeah.
And for any FAA information, he didn't foresee any issues there. But yeah, we need to have that before we can move ahead with anything right now.
Yeah.
And he said it would be included with this meeting, so we know we can contact our civil engineer.
I don't think there's a problem on this side here, we just, a couple minor things we need to clear up.
I just got a hold of Matt DeVay. He's gonna get on the conference call now.
Oh, great.
So we'll just,
Gentlemen, Stan Thompson, basically, we trying to complete the site plan.
Right,
As you know, we can't do anything until we have that site plan in hand to submit to both yourself and, the DNR.
we're not worried about this project, we're trying to tie up any unforeseeable things that could come with another project that we wouldn't necessarily want.
Okay.
Yeah.
We feel pretty good about this project. We actually feel that, as you well know, there's a project out in Clear Lake. I think, bottom line, they've gone for 3 developers in 8 months. I think, bottom line, I think we're actually gonna be ahead of them.
Okay.
Matt, are you on the line yet? Yeah.
I had to that, Matt?
I don't think so. Matt DeVay, are you on the line yet? Well, what we're doing here, voting on the ordinances, we can do that, right?
Yeah, well, it'd be nice to know from Matt before we do, for sure.
All right.
I think all we're doing in these ordinances is just changing them,
The zoning.
the zoning part of it,
Yeah, and then the height has to come out.
in a separate action.
Yeah.
Probably should get that done quick too. California guys, will you need the height restrictions and all that taken care of before civil engineer starts?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Or gentlemen, basically what the civil engineer needs is confirmation from the board of supervisors that the health restrictions
Okay, I'll tell you,
will be,
I'll just do you on speakerphone, how's that?
actions will be given.
All right, hang on.
Okay.
I've got Matt on the phone. I'm going to try and put him on speakerphone right next to the box here. So, Matt, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, so we're up to the point of approving ordinances 40 and 41. All this does is change the one to industrial, heavy industrial, and the other one to commercial, correct?
Correct.
And then they were asking about the height restriction. That doesn't do anything with the height restriction right now. That's a separate process, right?
Correct, yep. You'll have to go through the building permit and submit the building permit process. And if there needs to be a height adjustment, we're gonna have to probably take that to the Board of Adjustment, or possibly a variance.
Yeah, how long is this gonna take, Matt? Because we can't move ahead with the civil engineer until we have this.
If I have to submit for my zoning board of adjustment, it's got to be advertised no more than 20 days out. So I mean, we're probably a couple weeks unless we can go through a variance. It just kind of depends.
What's the variance do?
The variance, from what I understand, we can make an adjustment. It varied the request, because right now, the height restriction is 65 feet from what I understand, and they want to go higher.
Yes.
Is there any way, Matt, to do a variance with a contingency clause in it that, you know, it's not an open-ended thing for several years where they have to accomplish this within a certain time frame?
Yeah, I mean,
Because your building permit only goes so long, right?
correct, yep.
So if it's tied to the building permit, then that would cover that?
Yeah, correct, yeah. If it was voted on by the board to adjust that height restriction and I gave the building permit, it would be good for, I think it's good for 1 year.
That would be fine for us to get started with the civil engineer, to be a start.
So is that something we can do, it doesn't have to go through your committee? Is it just an action by the Board of Supervisors?
I'll do some checking on our variance and visit with the county attorney on exactly how that has to happen. But what I'm saying is if we don't have a building, if we don't start building within a year, then that building permit expires and we have to start the whole process over again.
So, Matt, is there still something that they need to do to get this ball moving, or?
Yeah, after today, if it gets passed, then they need to submit a building permit.
Okay,
And the building permit will include the variance application.
He
No,
can't,
the building permit will allow me to see what they're trying to do, so I can have site plans and what the proposed site will look like. And if it doesn't meet the requirements, then I have communication back with them to say, hey, you know, at this point, if you're looking to build higher based on the zoning, then we have to meet this criteria. We have to go through this process.
We can't move ahead without, finish our site plans with our civil engineer if we don't have approval for the height. He said it wouldn't be worth it for his team to start this whole project if we don't have the
but
height,
the variance will work.
but the variance would work.
Cause we can have a site plan season for probably 4 months.
But how can we approve anything without a site plan? That's what we've been discussing for the last month or so is we need to have a site plan. It's part of the building permit process.
Matt, I think what they're looking for is the 65-foot exception.
The variance over 65.
Okay, well, I have to have something submitted to tell me what they're wanting to do.
Right. But
But we provided that, we provided you the height that we wanted on our conceptuals. The architecture conceptuals that was provided to you.
For 85.
I know, Brenda, hold on. I know Brenda, so this isn't a couple that's trying to pull one over on us. So, whatever we can do to get this civil engineer working for them. This is a project that would be very valuable to Winnebago County, so we need to give every consideration we can to get this thing going.
Sure, yeah, I understand 100%. And I'd like to see it too, but I've got to have a site plan based on our zoning ordinance, setbacks, where the proposed buildings are going to be. I've talked to our civil engineer before, or an architect. I just need to have, I need to have them submit a building permit application.
Yeah. Okay. Does that jive with you, guys?
Yes, I mean, I could get off the phone right now and fill out that form for you online.
Okay.
But it's got to be submitted with a site plan. Does that make sense? A site plan, what that is. Your civil engineer should probably have all that information already.
Right, but he came and asked us, has the board have any issues with providing us an exception to the current height restrictions to based on design, which is 85 feet. And basically, you folks will talk about a variance. If I provide my site engineer a variance that the board will consider a variance on the height exemption, we can proceed forward and you get by the end and have all that for you when you need it.
And Matt, did you contact the attorney, I don't know if it's the county attorney? You said you were gonna check with him about the FAA and see if there was really, because you didn't feel there was any issues for the height.
Well, I don't know how there could be because I've got a tower that sits within 1.5 miles of the airport and it's a heck of a lot higher than 85 feet, so.
Yeah, ultimately it would be up to the supervisors to approve, so,
Okay, is anything that I can, that the board can provide in any way, shape, or form to have, Dan DeCamp, our civil engineer, he's from a big corporation and he's got a big team. He just didn't want to move his team in to have all this this be, not be able to go through just because of a variance.
Okay, I gotta ask Carla a question here. And number 6, Carla, is that a new ordinance then that we're gonna approve?
Yes.
Yes,
And does that include the 85 feet?
No, that's just purely the zoning for commercial or ag.
Well, can we get it done tomorrow? I don't know why I wouldn't vote for it.
Right.
but doesn't it have to go through the zoning board?
No, not a variance. Right, Matt?
One more time.
A variance doesn't have to go through the zoning board?
Looking that up right now.
I don't think so.
That's where you want to confer with Kelsey.
I mean, we can pretty well guarantee that it will go through when the time comes. Or,
Without it being on the agenda here, we can't officially form policy without an agenda item.
yeah. But none of us are gonna vote against it.
No.
So it's,
You have available who's on that, the variance board?
Want me to go up here again?
Barbob was one.
Harley, I think it's Harley and,
They want me to call up here. So stand the camera right now and go. See what he needs exactly.
Hey, gentlemen, would it be helpful if we had our civil engineer online?
No, that's not the issue here. The issue, brother, right now is timing. So I suggest that we tell you it's our intention to go forward with this. Due to the open meetings laws, we have to have an agenda item to even talk about it. And, I suggest that we contact the variance board. Matt, see if this is okay with you. Contact the variance board. Maybe they could meet over the phone, tonight. And we can put it on the agenda for tomorrow night, on the phone, and we can pass it tomorrow night.
I'm just reading through my ordinance. It says the board shall fix a reasonable time for hearing of the variance and give not less than 4 days nor more than 20 days for a public hearing, paper of general circulation in the county thereof. Decide the same within 30 days. All public costs relative to the notice shall be paid by the person requesting the variance. So, gotta have a public hearing, and the Board of Adjustment will make findings per the following paragraph A. So,
That's 4 days, you say, minimum?
4 days.
minimum of 4, not more than 20, but I've got to get it submitted into paper.
Right.
If I submit it into paper today, it won't go out until next week's paper. I've already got a hearing set for the 4th, so I'm too late to get it in on that meeting. So we'd probably be looking at the week of the 8th, probably 11th or 12th at this point.
Just for the variance.
Yep. But that would mean that I would have to have a full site plan in front of me in the next day. So I can get the information to my board. Do I have a site plan, Ms. Thompson?
I can't get a site plan unless I have a height variance.
Okay. Well, I can't create something if I don't have it. I guess that's where I'm confused.
Okay.
I question that, and I'm not,
We can't go out and build a site, we can't build a site without plans, so.
you said that already, I understand that. But I don't know why we as supervisors couldn't put a request in to change an ordinance from 65 to 85 feet.
That takes time too.
Sure, go ahead. Yep, you guys can do that, absolutely.
That we have to go through public hearings.
Yeah.
That's gonna,
Is that something that can be done do we have to, submit anything for that to the supervisors, just to change the 65 to 85, can that, or can you guys vote on that? If it has to be on the agenda, vote on that next Tuesday?
Well, it would have to be on the agenda, but then again, public hearings enter in on this stuff. So, and those are more restricted than the other ones, so.
Right.
My zoning as well, the maximum height I show is 3 stories or 45 feet in the commercial.
Well, we know most of the commercial buildings are higher than that.
I'm just reading what our ordinance says.
Okay.
What do we do for Christensen Brothers?
Christensen's or, I wasn't here when that happened, but, you know, any of the elevators are all higher than that, so.
But that's ag, it's not commercial.
Oh, yeah. No, elevators are.
The one out there, the feed mill is industrial.
Okay,
So
industrial.
maybe industrial.
No, elevators are, they would be either.
Well, I know they pay industrial taxes out at the feed mill.
Yeah.
That's a separate one. So that might be another set of height.
I guess the best we can do right now is get a hold of our attorney and, get back to you probably tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, and as far as getting, the application submitted or whatever, what it was,
The building app.
building app, and the guy saying that he can't do it until he gets the variance, I could say with, you know, with pretty good confidence that the variance will happen, so it's, I can't understand why it wouldn't, so.
You see, we don't have to follow the variance's recommendation either. So, and that's not to put pressure on the variance board, but, I guess the three of us think this is a logical exception, so,
I can't, there's no risk of a problem with the variance.
Okay.
So I.
But Chairman, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a phone call to, Andy Camp, our civil engineer. If he's nothing that the board met, you know, they spoke, and I'm gonna have them go ahead and proceed forward based on our conversation. We have to work, you and I have to work as a partnership. I have to trust you that you're going to, help us get this project off the track.
that is correct.
We have no incentive to do anything but help you, so.
Right.
So I'm gonna make that phone call right now to Dan Camp and have him proceed forward.
Very good.
And we'll pass the ordinances now.
Okay, that'd be great. And Matt, what do you need from us? What do you need, need to submit permits for building?
Yep, it's called a zoning permit application. It's right on our website, WinnebagoCountyIowa.gov under zoning.
Application for a building permit, right?
Yes.
It's called zoning permit application.
Got it, okay.
I think I've emailed it to you several times too, so it should be in there, or you can grab it off our email, or off the website.
Okay. All right. Well, I do appreciate, the passing of the zoning and, all of your time on working through this.
Tell them, I have to be at a meeting with.
Yeah, Dan's gotta be on a meeting right at this very moment with his job, but, so he's going to exit the area here, but, is there anything else that you would need from us or need us to look to?
I think we got what we need, we gotta work for it, on the variance, and, that's it.
Well, the site plan,
Right. Do you have my phone number that you can give me a call back at?
I think it was in the proposed project, right?
Yeah, we've given it to several people and it's on paper, but I wanted to make sure you'd have it handy.
Let's just do it again.
Well, do we wanna do it online or just?
probably give it to everybody, or?
My number is 641-590-5444.
Uh-huh.
3055, and just text me that number, I'll give it to the other three.
I have it.
Hey, that sounds more than fair, and we'll look forward to your call.
Okay.
Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you. Anything from you, Matt, now?
Nope, I'm good unless you guys need anything from me.
All right, we're gonna do the ordinance now, so.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We're doing them both at the same time or one at a time?
Zoom both.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 40 and number 41.
I will second that.
A motion from Derby and a second from Stetser to approve ordinances 40 and 41. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
They don't need to be stamped, these are signatures.
No,
right?
just stamp them, or sign them, sorry.
I knew what you meant.
We never did do drainage, did we?
Chris says she didn't have anything.
Do you guys have anything for drainage?
No.
We're gonna have a pre-construction hearing on something May 29th, but
Is that for the DD 11 or the one up DD 18?
yeah, I don't have any idea. I'll
We
have
got
to,
two improvements going by the same contractor.
I'll go get her.
Be nice to know that. Have you looked through all the payroll yet?
You're the secretary.
She hasn't talked to Rick yet, so she doesn't know for sure which one. So she's gonna call him and then let us know.
I'll make a motion to approve your special.
We already did that.
Did we?
Yeah.
We slipped it in there when we were waiting for Scott.
Pay attention here.
We're done with open forum then?
Well, I have some stuff up there for it. I don't know if
Oh,
you've
yeah,
seen it
I
or
looked at it
not.
all, I guess just,
Is it?
yeah, it's underneath some of that stuff. The one I'm saying right there, the DNR one.
Hi, the pre-con meeting is for DD 11, main tile,
And when's that?
May 29th.
Oh, Friday?
Yes.
You know what time?
Nope, I didn't ask that. Nope, sure didn't. But I will send you an email because I have to talk to him on some other stuff later, so
The
yeah.
very start is the critical area. We were wondering if we can throw it all one way and instead of,
Yeah, so I will call him back. I have, like I said, I have another thing to talk to him about, so I will find out the time and then send you an email.
yeah.
Is that okay?
That'd be good.
Perfect. I didn't have anything else for drainage either.
Are they doing pre-con on the DD 18 lat one improvement under the railroad? Same contractor.
Then no.
Okay, so this one's starting before that one, I think.
Yeah, they're, I know they staked it. I went out there and watched them do that. And then they had to get in, meet with the boring people. So maybe that's why we haven't done that pre-con
Exciting,
yet.
boring people.
Who's the boring people?
whoever that company hired, I don't know. So,
On,
yeah, I got it, but,
Okay.
yeah. So, that's all I
Trying to say,
have.
aren't we sitting right here?
I didn't want to say that. All right, anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, I do have a question. Do you remember what Rick said about DD1 and some of those sloughs and stuff? After we cleaned it out, and wasn't
Larson's was gonna come back.
They're still coming back?
Yes,
Okay.
yep, that is not complete.
All right,
I do have one thing.
I do too, now that I think about it. Go ahead, Mike.
Randy Larson, so that stuff every day here.
I did get a hold of LaHarve,
Okay,
because LaHarve is gonna be out in that area, and so I said, can you just please pick it up? So,
okay.
just to get it taken care of. He said he would.
That ditch that we had cleaned out 2 years ago out by Neil Stephenson's and
Did he want
Ron
that three?
Ingles through his property and that, evidently that is, you know, with last spring's water and all that, the grass hadn't established itself. There's evidently a lot of sloughage on it. I have not looked at it myself,
Okay,
but that's
yeah, and
been brought to my attention, so.
right, and I don't recall, no, Helgeson did that.
Yep, yes.
Yep, yep. So we would just need to call them and see if they can go back out.
All right.
And then they usually just charge the contract price, what it was,
Mhm.
you know, for their time, so.
All right. So,
Mhm.
you gonna get hold of them on that, or you want me to?
I can, and then I can just have them get a hold of Neil.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Well, no, that's not actually the one that made the, it's, Ronnie
Actually,
Main's
we're
one that
gonna
brought it
pay
to my
it
attention.
this week.
They
Okay.
got some ground in there too.
Okay,
We need to stamp it.
We'll put it on the agenda
I
next
haven't gone,
week,
I
but I
haven't
wanted
stopped out
to,
to look at it and see how bad it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have Ron's phone number to get a hold of. Do you have that?
I'm not sure. Ron doesn't either. If I do,
Ron Main?
I do.
you good?
Okay, if you could just stop after the meeting, because I don't have anything to write down that quick. So,
Okay, anyway, I just.
yeah, yep, that'd be great, and I'll get on that too.
He just talked to me this weekend.
Okay.
And,
Yep.
it's a good thing he said something about sloughs that made me think of it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, thanks you guys.
So Nicole coming from full time.
that's a good question for Chelsea. We're gonna pay this tomorrow or the next day, and I just wanna make sure you don't have any questions before I take care of that.
Sure.
I don't think we got funded on it.
Hmm?
I don't think our grant got funded. They concentrated on COVID stuff.
I was just thinking about that this morning. I was wondering when we'd hear anything. You good?
I was,
Should that be included in the payroll? I wouldn't put it in there.
Well, it's part of it. I mean,
Well, I know it, but
it was in it earlier when she started it.
mhm.
Yeah, it was there.
Are you okay with this?
what is it?
Um,
Yes, yeah.
sorry, I'm shaking so bad. I can't-
Yep.
Well, I'll make a motion for the payroll claims when you guys are ready.
Terry, did you see that one more DNR there?
I didn't see that.
I would keep this out for right now. You better ask, or we could get ourselves a big ringer, would we?
Are these public records?
These are, yes. And if we included it with this,
We'll put it in her file and take it out of there.
Reference such and such number.
Yep.
I mean, probably the whole county knows, but maybe not.
imagine if you're gonna pull that one sheet out and put it in a file, you probably need to maybe dig up the original one that went through and put it in a file.
We can do that.
I remember that going through
Okay.
a couple months ago. Yeah, I would imagine that height variance, if we just tie it to such and such building permit, then we're covered.
Couldn't Matt get on the call?
No, he said it was locked. Locked? Yeah. Unless he dialed it.
Eric either needs to give me access to what he's looking at when he does that, or he needs to be here, one or the other. Because we've had a lot of problems with that, people not being able to get
How come you
in.
wouldn't have access?
What's that?
How come you wouldn't have access?
I don't know, he
Let me try
has
to call-
something on
I'll
his,
call in and see what happens.
okay.
Maybe it was because of his cell phone number. If it's from outside the area.
No, I don't know,
Well, California got in.
yeah.
No, yeah, they got it.
I'll try to dial in and see what happens.
Okay.
And we'll have lots of squawking and
It's timed out for some reason. I think we had one that, well, they changed the start time of the meeting
Mm.
and then it wouldn't let everybody in for one of the, I think it was the Northwest Iowa Care Connections.
That was conference call or Zoom?
Zoom. Yeah, it's,
it's locked.
Yeah, see, Eric has control of something on his laptop, so I don't know if,
If we had more than just this to go, I would deal with it.
Eric!
he's not in there,
Wait, no.
no. I'll be right back.
Suppose we should leave this up and going until he can check on it.
I'll second, whenever you're ready, Bill, no hurry.
No pressure. We don't want to
well,
discombobulate.
can I just trust your guys' impeccable
Doesn't
judgment
matter,
to,
2 out of 3, you're
yeah,
gonna keep voting no, it's.
yeah, it's,
You can abstain.
see, it
for the purpose.
kinda almost should be, you guys look at it, cause well, the poor devil's gotta sign it.
Call for vote.
All right, and a motion for Derby and a second Stenter to approve the payroll claims. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. If I see something alarming, I can always protest it later, I suppose.
Sure.
We'll have to leave that on just so Eric can deal with it. Ooh, get a button that says quick copy.
Quick copy. You'd think that'd be the only button.
Oh, there's quick scanner and printer and.
Oh. You think about everything, it's gotta be quick nowadays.
Did you get a hold of Eric then? Okay. Should we just shut it off? We're done. We voted on it.
Oh,
Mike said
what,
it.
who was second day?
Motion for Derby and a second for Stenser.
Okay.
All right, we stand adjourned.